Hi, I just wanted to make a really quick video here to talk about my current Necromancer Bone Spear in Diablo 4 that we've been playing in this first iteration of the game, in this first season, if we want to call it. Not really the first season, but the first state of the game. I've been having a lot of fun. We're currently level 88, and we've been kind of blasting with this little Necromancer right now. So I'm going to show you my gear, what ability, what my skill tree look like, my Paragon, all that stuff, and then we're just going to go blast a quick nightmare key to show you the damage, the play style, if you might want to play this. This is really, really fun. This is probably one of the best builds you can get out there. Bone Spear, Bone Spirit are really, really good for Necromancer. Everything else seems to be viable, but doesn't seem to push as fast and has as much quality of life in terms of raw damage output. At least from what I've been able to test so far for me. So this has been really fun, really good, super efficient. We're just going to go straight into it. So I've been lucky enough to get a nice Deathless Visage. This just makes your Bone Spear just do crazy amount of damage, little echo damage. We got some armor here, Disobedience, really, really good. We got additional crit and crit damage whenever you Corpse Tendril, super nice. We got Temerity, super lucky. This is a very, very, very strong legendary here. It gives you a little bit of defensive layer. Necromancer is kind of squishy, so that's a little bit complicated. We might get some death in the key it happened. We do a lot of damage, but even with some extra defensive layer, we still fall here. So yeah, having this is really nice. The lucky hit gives you a barrier. Your potion gives you barrier. It's pretty neat. We got the Penitent Greaves here, which are movement speed, increased boots, because Necromancer is the slowest class. Even with a very good build like Bone Spear, which is considered to be like S tier by a lot of guide, they're still the slowest class, right? They're still, we kill fast, but we do not move across the map very fast, so this helps solves that. You can also use pretty much anything else. I might even be considering slower boots, legendary, and putting the unstoppable break, because you get CC a lot as a Necromancer. You don't have a lot of ways to get unstoppable, and Blood Mist is one of the only one, and it's not that great, right? So you can't attack, you can't move really fast. It's hard to get out of a chain CC. We got this massive two-ender sword here, fully upgraded. It gives us 50 damage, 50 crit damage, another 50, some vulnerable, some core skill, and critical strike damage with bone. So we got over 150 critical strike damage here for our bone skill, for our Bone Spear, which is insane. And then we imprinted the Bone Spear legendary on there, which allows us to do complete insane damage. The shard that are coming back after the spear, they're obliterating everything. I'm using the ossified essence key here. There's some unique ammi that you could use here, but it's really rare. It's hard to find. This one's pretty nice. I get free +3 debt reach. I like it. I haven't been lucky, so I'm a little bit resources starved. I mean, I say I haven't been lucky and just showed like 4 unique, but in terms of getting the legendary for the resources, I have not gotten a single good umbral or the other ring that gives you essence upon hitting vulnerable target. So I'm rocking this really, really bad legendary. I mean, the stats on it are good, but the proc on it is not that really great. The essence regen doesn't do too well. And then I'm using an extended Bone Storm here. It's kind of nice when you use Bone Storm. It consumes corpse, which then gives you resources essence because of our talents. So this is what I'm rocking with right now. I could improve this build a lot, but it still works pretty well here. For the skill tree, it's going to be very straightforward. Your generator doesn't matter because we don't use one. We got our 3 points here into these two. We got some Bone Spear action with the paranormal Bone Spear. It's important that if you don't have the Lego that makes target vulnerable with Bone Spear, the one I'm using on my two-ender, you want to be using this one. But you get this one then when you get the legendary, and you can switch. Hewed Flesh is allowing us to get Corpse, which is allowing us to use Corpse Explosion for resource regen, and also allowing us to get some Corpse Tendril, which is really nice. Blood Mist, it's just necessary. As soon as you get over 40 plus in Nightmare Keys, you're going to get CC'd and dunked on. I might die a couple of times. It might happen. That's just how it is. We got Bone Prison here. It's pretty cool. I wasn't a fan at first, but the more I play with it, the more I like it. The other solution is to go with Reap. Reap allows you to guarantee a corpse, which is really neat. And it gives you a generator in very, very rare cases that you will need it. You want to, I mean, you're going to be starved for resources if you don't have the proper gear. So you're going to be tempted to use this and go in melee, and then you're going to die. That's usually the problem. Usually what you want to do is stay back and try to corpse explode to generate, or wait a little bit and then reapply your burst with your corpse tendril lining up with your bone spear. This one is really neat because it gives us essence for trapping enemy. Also, it serves as a crowd control, and it gives us some fortify, which is neat. Grim Harvest and Fueled by Death, Corpse Explosion, rank 1. If we didn't run this, we could go deeper in here to get this. I'm still thinking about going back to it, because one thing that was really nice about this is just having all the pulls everywhere, damage ticking. That would increase the lucky hit chance, which was pretty neat. It would be generating... It was really neat having like the extra little bit of damage. It didn't really matter damage-wise, but it was nice to proc some stuff. So I might go back to it. I'm still not decided about it. Still testing some stuff. We got 3-point in Death Embrace. These are just for my necklace. I didn't put points in here. We got our 2 points in Corpse Tendril. I have a pair of boots that would give me +3 to these if I wanted, which would be really, really neat. And then we're using this to generate some Blood Orb, because the only real way that you can generate Fortify as a Necromancer is through Blood Orb, sadly, through the Paragon board. So I'm going to show you that in a second. This talent here is broken with Hued Flesh at this current patch, which means that Hued Flesh doesn't participate to this. So one of the only way to proc this is actually with like Reaper Minion and some other rare cases. So it's kind of useless right now to get guaranteed Fortify, which makes us extremely squishy. Then we got here Serration. So Serration and all the bone here, you're going to go 3 out of 3. All of these. You want to get all of that. Then you're going to have Standalone, obviously, and Mori here. And then you're going to use Bone Storm with fully upgraded. So Bone Storm is going to act mostly as critical strike, chance increase, and damage reduction. It's nice. You get some nice damage reduction here. An additional sacrifice bonus. We got Ossified here for extra damage the more essence you have. So your burst is going to be nasty when you start your burst. When you're full essence, and it's just going to hurt a lot, and then the more you spend, the worse it's going to get. For sacrifice right now, I'm sacrificing for 5% crit. But you know what? I'm even going to change this here. You don't necessarily need, like... It just depends on your balance. You want to have an even balance, if possible, of your critical strike chance and your critical strike damage. So a 1 to 10 ratio is usually pretty good here. So 30% crit for 300% crit damage is really nice. I could use... I mean, more crit is always good, but we already get a lot of crit from using our tendril here. So because Necro is really, really squishy, I really like to run this one. It just reduces the damage of like all the fire, and God knows that there's a lot of elemental damage right now that hurts. And then you go for the mage, you go for the increase on vulnerable damage, really nice. And critical strike damage with the golem here. For the Paragon board, I'm not going to go too in depth because it's kind of massive tree right now. But pretty much we're going for Blood Drinker here, which is allowing us to fortify by consuming Blood Orb, which we get from Corpse Exploding. If we had the Legendary, we don't have it right now, but we get some Orb from Corpse Tendril, which we use kind of often. So that's really, really neat. So we get some of these. We have all the rare procs that we can get. Our second board right here is Bone Graft, which is going to give us some bone damage. And then we're using Sacrificial here, which is really, really good. It increases all the magic node here for some bone scale damage, which is really neat. So we're using this here. All the rare nodes are also done on this map. Then we're using Scent of Death. So this is giving us a little bit of damage reduction and damage increase, depending on if we have corpse around us or not. And then we got all the rare nodes right here. I'm still missing one. I still got to progress towards this path. And now I'm currently making my way towards Flesh Eater. So if I have time, we'll probably... most of this is... a lot of it is inspired for the Paragon board. A lot of the work is already done by Maxroll. So they've had like a really, really good base for a Paragon board. So this worked out really, really well. There's still a thing I want to check out and change for the build. But for the Paragon board, that's the most part of it. So I might try to replicate it just to be able to share it easily. But you can also take a lot of inspiration on the Maxroll guide for Bone Spear, which is really good. So that's it for Paragon. That's it for the gear, for the abilities. I think we're just ready to smack. So we're just going to pop a random key here. I mean, I picked one that wasn't going to be... a lot of the stuff like Backstabber, not too bad. I hate Storm Wraith. There's a couple of them that I don't like too much. Potion Breaker can be really annoying if there's a lot of range units. So you just flip through it. Potion Breaker is not that bad. I would run this key. But just for the purpose of this video, we're just going to run something simple. It has extra life, so 30% extra life. But the rest of it should be all right. Probably gonna die. I mean, I deal 50% increase more physical damage on this one. That's gonna be kind of insane. You know what? Actually, let's go for this one instead, just so I don't cheat too much. Potion breaker, regen, less burning damage. Potion breaker. See this one? This one is a 46. We should be able to blast a 46. I might die. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, I'm probably gonna die. I'll be very honest with you. Necromancer is very, very squishy. I might get smacked, but that's just part of it. It's just to showcase the playstyle. I'm not trying to brag or anything. We're just trying to see how Necromancer plays. There you go. All right, let's head there. Let's ride our little horse here.
Cannot do that here.
Let's get to the dungeon. Hopefully the servers let us get there. Sometimes you get a little bit of rubber bending. We're just gonna make our way casually. You'll see that we have some really, really good bursts, and I think the biggest part of the playstyle here is being conservative with your resource and only using it when you need to burst. But because we're really weak to CC, root, and slow, sometimes you just need to clear stuff off of you, which happens quite a lot, especially if there's spider in dungeon. If you're like me, that's going to make you rage because they're... well, that's a good key. So they're going to slow you all the time, and they're going to root you, and it's problematic. So we have a slay all enemies, so we can go back and murder it real quick, but most of them will end up snapping onto you. So you're just going to want to throw like a couple lance. You'll see that everything dies, and make sure you weave in with your corpse explosion. You want to get back those resources back to full. Let's try to see. Those are the worst dungeon for me. Okay, I like this. We got a suppressor. Suppressors are the worst. You're going to bone spear it. You're going to try to get in there real quick like that. And then we're going to try some spear. There we go. Okay. And then we tendril. Try to CC them if we can get a corpse. There we go. Tendril is kind of weird sometimes because you have to aim on the corpse perfectly on it. So it's one of those panic button, right? It's supposed to be your pull mechanic, your stun mechanic. But you have to be exactly onto the target to get it to on the corpse. I wish it had a little bit of wiggle room in terms of, you know, how much further away your mouse is that you could corpse tendril. That would be great. I think that would make it a little bit more usable and reliable. Sometimes you get too many enemies and you can't really see what's going on. We're going to tendril this guy right here. There we go. If you're running out of resources when you get bigger packs, feel free to use your bone prison like this. That's going to generate you a lot of resources. When I bone storm as well, I'm consuming corpse, which generate me resources again as well, which is nice. I try to run away from the blister. They usually are not an issue. Try to group everything up. Don't forget a corpse explode. Okay, we got an artillery, or whatever the hell this is called, shrine, which is just going to make everything easy. But as you can see, the damage is quite insane here. But I'm still very squishy, right? As soon as I take a couple of hits, if I go in there too much, you know, you'll get murdered. With these pants, what's nice is feel free to overuse your potion. It will create like a protective barrier around you. Okay. I'm not showing much gameplay here. Just getting some good shrine. I'm only mostly looting the ancestral stuff. There you go. We're going to go kill this stuff up here. There we go. I actually don't want to do too much with this. I kind of want to show some gameplay here. Let's kill some flies. There we go. All right. The blister got us. There we go. There we go. You don't even need... you can re-click to disable the bone prison if you want to remove that real quick. If it's blocking your way, simply cast the spell again. It will take it away. The resource regen and the fortify is what's nice here. Once you get a corpse, you tendril, get them all packed. You can prison or to generate some extra fortify and some extra resources, and you'll be good to go. Don't forget to explode. We got a secret pack. Gotta get out. These are tough. If you can get them on walls like this, your lens will be able to bounce off the wall instead of breaking upon the barrier of the suppressor. That's like the biggest thing for me that helps out a lot with the suppressor, because one of the big issue that happens is most of your damage comes from the rebound of the shard, which are doing really, really high damage. Which are doing really, really high damage on the rebound because of your legendary weapon, legendary power. So what happens is they go out of the suppressor shield, and then when they bounce back, it negates the damage, right? It completely absorbs the damage, so it renders it completely useless, which is really, really, really sad. So what you can do is you can simply get the enemy next to a wall and use the wall as a rebound mechanism. So that's going to be really, really good. There we go. We're just going to clear this. We're going to try to stay away. Everything hurts. We're going to get some corpse here. Explosion. Try to get some resources again. And we're going to move on to the next area. You'll see that this spec excels also at bosses. If we get a good bosses here, I don't remember all the bosses, but some of the bosses will literally get two-shotted by Bone Spear. We're going to group everything up. There we go. We're going to pop some stuff. We're just going to murder everything. Corpse Tendril just allows you to absolutely melt through this stuff. Make sure you run over the orb as well to get you some free fortify. It's always a good time. We got to destroy one more cocoon here. Don't try to go too much in melee. I tend to be very risky, but, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Usually I die just because I'm trying to loot stuff or... Alright. Let's go see where we can find this thing real quick. Tendril here? No? Okay, let's blood miss. There we go. Cancel it. Finish them off. Okay, this is blocked by an elite. Okay, I'm probably going to die here. I'm kind of stuck. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I'm trying to progress a little bit too much. Necromancer is slow in this sense that you can't kite around things too much. You have to really... you have to clear, you have to kill to make you safe. Otherwise, you're going to get CC'd by random monster, random spiders if you don't clear enough. So I tend to kill things along the way. There we go. We got a nice tendril right into the prison. Okay, no blister here. We got a legendary, though. We'll take it. All right, let's make our way up to the upper part of the map. It's probably one of these two. There we go. We're going to tendril. We're going to prison. Just get some resources, some free damage. Easy clear, easy life. These fire thing needs to get looked at. Okay. Tendril. And a pre-potion. Ah, there it is. And it's dead. Et voila. Okay, so we didn't even get a boss actually in this thing. So it was just about killing the blisters. So no boss in this dungeon. I still don't know all of them, so that's hard to remember. We're gonna put essence here at its max. Actually, that's good to talk about because I actually did not showcase this last essence that we were using. So we're using Blood Drinker, we're using Sacrificial, and we're using Essence. And then the last one would be Control. Control would allow us to get a little bit of damage on the CC target, which is really nice because we can get some nice CC with our stuns. So it increases the damage by quite a lot. So that was the run here. That was pretty good. We got some nice loot that was quite efficient, and that didn't take too long. So this is the power of Bone Spear Necromancer. It's just really strong. You just got to take it nice and slow. You can't just blink through monster or shadow step and dash through everything and just, you know, you got to take it a little bit more slowly, depending on your gear level. It's all about controlling and knowing when to use your resources. And remembering to corpse explode, and corpse explode. Sometimes you're going to be struggling. You're going to be casting too much. If you end up running out of resources, it means that whatever content you're doing is a little bit too high for you. You have to spend too much Bone Spear to kill something, which means that you don't generate corpse, and then you don't generate resources, and then you're starving, and then it doesn't feel good. So that was a quick video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We didn't die, and I was able to showcase the build. Thank you for watching. See you next time.